welcome in. I'm incredibly grateful to share this content with you guys. And like I said, this is the first time I've ever done a business overview because I've always been very focused, hyper-focused on the customer experience. But I realize that we are in a time now where so many are seeking this, and it's the right thing to do. So I want to go through this content with you. So why doTERRA and why now, right? Perhaps the most obvious draw right now is that people in the time we find ourselves in right now are asking questions they haven't asked before. Questions about how they can be more prepared, more secure financially the next time our world shifts in the way it is right now. But also, more than ever before, we see that people are seeking a higher level of health and more time freedom and the opportunity to impact our world positively. So this is why doTERRA is such an attraction for people, because it meets all of those needs. So real quick, you guys probably all know doTERRA as the essential oil company, right? But as a company, I want you to understand how positioned they are. So they are a debt-free, privately owned, multi-billion-dollar company. This is super rare. Most companies that are in that financial position are public, which is another way of saying they are bought. B-O-U-G-T-H. B-O-U-G-H-T. Let's try that again. This is important because it means that doTERRA is able to make decisions that are proper, that are good, that are pure, that are moral. They are not having to satisfy Wall Street or shareholders in that sense. This is a really big deal. Not only that, but within the product landscape, they are the largest and most pure essential oil company in the world. And they are the biggest direct selling company in the US and soon to be Canada. So this is an interesting mix. And this is why you guys might want to lean in and really listen to this conversation today. Now, the doTERRA collective is over 8 million people around the world. That's how many people are using doTERRA. About 80% of those are customers. This is something I'm going to dig into a little more with you to help you understand how important that is. So this movement, you can understand, is really changing our world one drop at a time. I mean, as we use oils in our personal healthcare in our homes, it's changing our lives, but it's also changing lives on the other side of the bottle. When you go to the link that I've pinned there, the Nirvana page, I've shared with you 2 of my personal favorite videos that tell this story really well. Just the abundance that's created on both sides of the bottle, not only financially, but in health. So a big question a lot of you will have had at some point is, why is doTERRA sold through the direct selling model? Direct selling is also known as multi-level marketing or network marketing. Those are all, common words that mean the same thing. This is a barrier for a lot of people because most people come into this topic with a story, okay? Whether you realize it or not, at some point in your life, I'm sure somebody has influenced you to believe a certain thing about this industry. And that's important to understand, is there's something there for most people. I was initially very closed off to it too, okay? So I wanna just share why. I mean, what was missing for me in the past was I was being approached quite often because I was in the health and wellness space, but I could sniff it, I could tell that what was being proposed to me was inauthentic. I could tell that the product wasn't actually solving anything for people, that it was more like a product that they were weaving a business opportunity in more strongly. There wasn't an actual product that worked. It was hype, right? Or maybe it was a product that kind of worked, but I could also go and buy it at Whole Foods. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of those products out there where it's like, this isn't really going to change the world. And so I'm not going to, park what I'm doing to be a part of this. That was really my feeling at the time. And this is so key, you guys, because what creates a lasting business model is that the product has to actually work. There's three things that are very important when you're looking at a direct selling opportunity. Number one, the product has to be amazing. It has to be something that's actually changing lives and solving problems. And it has to be something that you personally are using, that you are a product of, okay? This is a really big deal. And again, that's another concept I'm going to weave through our talk today. The other thing, there's two other things that are really important. The people within that company, you want to look at what the leadership looks like at the very top. There are some good companies out there that have really rotten leadership at the top, okay? There's no integrity there, and unfortunately, you see that trickling down throughout the entire organization. And then the other thing you want to look at is the pay, right? Like, is this a legitimate business that's going to create financial freedom for you and the people that you work with? Or is this just a scheme? Is this something that you're going to join just to get rich quick and be on to the next thing? Or is this truly a legacy business? Is this the kind of business that is going to create wealth that you pass down to your children and your children's children? Though that would be a good reason to look at an opportunity. So what you need to understand is that within direct selling, what is simply happening is the marketing budget. It's so cool to have 250 of you on live on Instagram. I just want to say, hey, let's stay here in this space. We're going to really get into the meat. What is simply happening through direct selling, you guys, is a company decides that instead of focusing their marketing budget on typical marketing models, so whether you're talking about commercial advertising, radio advertising, billboards, TV, etc., they divert that to instead focus that marketing on people. Now, if you have a product that is incredible, you want to work it through people, because people are going to naturally talk about something if it works really well, okay? Of course, there are those products out there, you guys, that people are pumping as if they're like, the next, sliced bread, but they're not actually changing lives. And so that's what I mean when you see people who are hoppers. You see people who are constantly like one month they're selling mascara, 1 month they're selling protein powder, 1 month they're selling lipstick. You know what I mean? Like, they're constantly hopping because all they're looking for is something very self-serving. Yeah, they'll help a few people, feel a little better in the moment, but they're just working in this business model into a product that doesn't really change lives. So if a product is actually really great, it deserves the opportunity to be marketed through the direct selling model, because people, person to person connection trumps all the other type of marketing, right? So here's the truth, you guys. I've talked about this topic many times. I actually did a whole podcast episode a few years ago about the resistance that people feel around the network marketing industry, okay? But the truth is, most people don't understand this business model because they've grown up thinking that business has to be linear, that they are supposed to work in a 9-to-5 for 40 years of their life, and then the government's going to take care of them. I think we're all waking up to the reality that all of that does not exist anymore, okay? Now, people with big money issues are going to label this industry as a pyramid scheme. They're going to label you as being part of a predatory business model. They don't want to understand it because that would involve them having to let go of the stories that they've had this white knuckle grip on for so long. So you'll notice that people with really big money issues do not live or circulate in abundance. The sky is always falling for them. They don't tend to stand for anything, but instead what you'll see is they're always knocking something or someone. So if we come back to this conversation around, one of the main reasons you would be looking at doTERRA as an opportunity right now is probably because you're thinking about your money situation. You might be using the oils and loving them, and you're thinking, could this be something I could integrate to be better secured in the future? And so the thing to understand about money is it's simply an exchange of energy. And within this model, you guys, you will be recognized abundantly for the good that you do and for the amount of impact that you have in lives. Money is simply impact in motion, right? I want you to think about it that way. And I mean, in our world, we understand money moves in a couple of different ways, right? So we all grew up understanding static or earned income, where you trade your time for money. That's the most common exchange on the planet, where you go to work or you do something and you're paid. The limitation there is you do it once and you earn once, right? So a lot of practitioners, dentists, doctors, chiropractors, like therapists, they're all very aware of this. There is no way for them to outsource what they do because they're it. They have to go to work in order to earn, right? So, and we all started off in a job like that, right? Like I'm sure we all worked our McDonald's, Starbucks kind of job at some point in the beginning where we traded time for money. Now, this whole other world we're talking about today is known as residual income. It's sometimes referred to as passive income. And I don't like that word as much because it almost suggests that you're just going to go sit on a beach, put your feet up and earn money passively. I like to think of this as residual income, where you do something once and you earn multiple times. You continue to earn. So it's leveraging your time, which is a very important thing. I do think that we all need to be thinking about having at least one residual income stream in our life. So even if, we have many, many, many people on our team, for example, that are full-time teachers or full-time nurses, you name it, every profession. And they've integrated doTERRA as a residual income stream, just in case we should ever find ourselves in a situation where we can't leave our homes. Residual income, you guys, we understand now more than ever, is very important. Now, I want to go through what a pathway might look like for people who start in doTERRA. So I would say most people need to start as a customer. I highly encourage you to start as a customer. You purchase your first kit of oils and you spend about 3 months, I would say minimum, learning about the oils, applying them, working on your own healing, working within your home, taking that step forward as an advocate for yourself and your family. Here's why I think that's so important. And I think I've shared with a few people on my team that I've probably done a bit of a disservice to our team when it comes to the business because I'm so protective of it. I don't like to see people start to do the business right away because I know how important it is that it's organic and authentic, and that as you begin this business, you have this foundation of personal experience and personal health and personal victories that you can with confidence share and offer other people. I think this is crucial. Now, of course, you can when you purchase your kit, if you want, you can, instead of choosing customer, you can sign up as a wellness advocate. I still don't think it's smart for you to start teaching classes right away. And you may hear different opinions out there on it. I'm going to just stick to that, you guys. I think it's so important that if you're going to grow this as a business, that it's something that you truly live and love, okay? So after you've established a few months of using your oils, learning about them and how to use them, and you've been applying them and having some great stories come through that, then you can upgrade your account to Wellness Advocate, and it's totally free to do that. So you can begin as a customer, you can upgrade to Wellness Advocate, but don't upgrade your account to Wellness Advocate until you're ready to start teaching. Ready to have that first class like that week, okay? So you can wait until you're ready, and you'd want to discuss this perhaps with the person that you've enrolled with. If you're a customer listening to this right now, figure out when you're ready to start teaching. When you're ready to start teaching though, it's not just going to be that one class that you teach. You're going to be in it for real. You want to really kickstart your business. So you're going to teach one class a week for 3 months, okay? You're going to really show up for people. You're not going to be a dabbler. And P.S., your business isn't going to grow if you teach a class and then you don't teach another class 2 months from then. It just won't. You can't be sporadic in this when you're really starting something. So you need to have a season where you're teaching every week, I would say for 3 months, where you really launch your business, okay? And you won't do that, and you won't upgrade your account to Wellness Advocate until you're ready to do that, okay? Now, from there, you guys, when it comes to teaching classes and really launching your business, you're going to be given everything you need. In fact, I don't know if there's another business as set up as doTERRA is for you to have access to everything you need to build this business. I'm not kidding. It doesn't matter what team you're on, you're going to have access to all the tools you need to build this. All of them. Now, I go into some detail of what we offer on our Whole Fit team, but guys, I want to be real with you because I don't want any of you to feel like you're at some sort of a disadvantage if you're on a different team. You're not. doTERRA has everything you need to grow. Like, you'll be given your website. You'll be given simple links to enroll people that have your enrolling ID built into them. You'll be given a library of resources to build as you grow. I mean, you've got it all going for you. I'm serious. Now, when it comes to sharing the oils, I wanted to touch on this because some of you might have questions about what that looks like. And again, I've detailed this a little more than what I'll go into here. But basically, the best practice is that when you're going through your 3 months of learning about the oils for the first time and applying them, you'll want to treat that as a time where you're documenting a lot of your experiences, opening up and sharing with people as you learn. That's a really smart way for you to build that connection with people so that when you're ready to start teaching, they're excited to come learn more. It's best to sample people, to give them a sample of the oils before they come to class, because that way they're going to really understand the doTERRA difference. So I go into a little more detail here, but basically, person-to-person sharing, meeting people at Starbucks for a quick oils session, sharing on social media, your blog or your website. So you'll be given, like doTERRA, I actually linked this up for you. They have a free social media course for you. I'm telling you, you'll get it all. Where you'll learn the best ways to share online. You can create custom carts for people. I do this all the time. If you've hopped over to my Supernatural Recipe Guide landing page, you'll see I made a supernatural starter kit there. Really easy to do. You'll teach eventually in-person classes. That's how we like to teach. But right now we've shifted everything online. And in fact, many of you joining the doTERRA business right now won't know any different. You'll just start teaching online using Facebook Live or Instagram or Zoom classes. We give you everything you need. You'll have slide decks, you'll have teaching sheets, and then of course teaching in person once we're able to again. You can teach in libraries or chiropractors' offices or wellness studios. I wanted to end with this. Some of you might be wondering if you would do well in this work, and then I'll take 10 minutes of questions. If you guys want to post your questions into the question box, just click that little icon at the bottom. And this is being recorded. I should have let you know that. I'll upload this to YouTube after. So who does well in doTERRA? I would say people who have a respect for nature, a reverence for nature, perhaps now more than ever, understanding that nature knows things that the lab doesn't. I'm going to start there. People who are helpers do well in doTERRA. People who have a heart for helping people become healthier. People who want to create community for people do well. Resourceful people do well, really well. They're willing to learn the new way. They're not stuck in the old. They're willing to learn, okay? That's a key thing in doing well here. People within the health and wellness space, I shared my own story with you. You're going to do well because you've already been sharing within that focus, okay? People with a hunger to be part of a positive change that is changing the world. People who are willing to dream bigger than perhaps the people in their social circle will do really well. People who are very interested in building a business that fits their life by design. If you're somebody not wanting to go punch in and punch out on someone else's dreams, you're going to do well here, okay? Not saying it's for everybody. Some people like that safety. People who care more about leading than what their Uncle Tom might think of it. It's my favorite thing to say. You've heard me say it before. You have to care more about leading and standing up for something than what people who aren't think of it. It's a really big deal. You'll do well in doTERRA if that's you. Who won't do well in doTERRA? Well, the get rich quickers, okay? The people just looking for something very self-serving. The hoppers, they don't do well. The people who come in and think they're just going to make quick cash and be on to the next thing, that was always their goal, so they're in and they're out. And you can tell by their energy that they're not in, okay? This is why, again, I think you need to start as a customer and really understand if your love for this form of healthcare is there. And the last would be people who have a greater mind share focused on themselves and how they can get ahead. In this space, in the doTERRA business, the more that you give, the more you grow. Period. End of story. Always. Okay. So you guys, if you're listening to this and you have interest in this, and I love that so many of you are on this live. I know many of you will catch the recording. Connect back with the person that let you know about this. Like if somebody's been sharing doTERRA with you, whether you're a customer already enrolled, you've got somebody who helped you to that point, they can help you start your business. If you are listening to this and you haven't started using the oils yet, choose your kit. It's the entry into this whole world, okay? So choose your kit. I can help you, or the person that invited you here will help you. I've got that info on the page there, but I want to hop over to your questions now because we'll run out of time. We only get an hour over here on Instagram. So I'm so grateful to have you guys here for this time. Hey, Lil Natural Girl said, if you were going to start your business today in what is happening around the world, what would you focus on? What would your approach be at classes? I would be focusing on my true authentic story, things that have been working for me that have led me to a place of being able to be confident at a time like this. That's what I would be sharing because that's what people are seeking. They're looking for the real leaders and teachers right now. What you'll notice right now is that everyone who's been faking it, posturing, putting fancy things in their bio that aren't true, they're like quiet. You know why? Because they're filled with panic and fear because they haven't been living it all along, okay? So show up for people. You're gonna need to, if you haven't learned how to connect in the online space, that is your work right now. You need to learn how to pivot fast to the online space. That is a skill you're gonna need to learn, and it's going to serve you for a long, long time. You needed to do it at some point, so you might as well do it now. How do you create the custom kits with links for people? So link generator. Your upline will help you. If you're on our team, go to our Facebook group. We have it saved in a unit. We have a video there that shows you exactly how to do it. It's super easy. You just build a kit or you choose a doTERRA kit. It links your ID to it. So you send it to somebody. Let's say you post on Instagram and you want a link direct to a kit you talk about. You do it there. Somebody clicks it, bada boom, bada bing, done. It's like 2 seconds and they're at the purchase screen. Where do you suggest we share? Share wherever you're showing up most consistently. If you're a blogger, start writing more I love blogging, by the way. I started blogging 11 years ago and I'm back at it and loving it more than ever. So I'm just sharing that as an example, but whatever your fancy is, if you love live audio, if you love podcasting, start sharing that way. It doesn't matter, just stay consistent is really the key. Remember, this business is simple. It's just often the perception of it is that it's really involved or that people think they can't do it. Remember, this whole business is built on your experiences, the context of your experience. It does not matter whether you know a single thing about aromatherapy. If you've had experiences where the oils have worked for you, that is the only thing your customer cares about on the other side. They want to know this works. They want to know that you have something that could potentially work for them. You can find the answers to any questions that you don't have the answer to, and you don't need to know it all. In fact, it's better to start at about 80%, okay? That's why that first 3-month block or so is so important. What is consistency? Every day, every week? From your experience, you create so much content. What an impactful yet slow rollout of this business. Okay, here's my best tip. If you only have, let's say, an hour a day, what I recommend you do is that you focus that hour towards one theme within your business each day. So one day is a preparing day. One day is an inviting day. One day is a presenting day or teaching day. One day is an enrolling day. One day is a support day where you focus on your team and just roll it out that way. As you get more time, freedom, you can dedicate a little more time to your business. But even if you just started that way, where you got hyper focused when you sat down to do work, your business will grow. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I will upload this. You guys can go to wholefit.com/nirvana for all the content I just shared with you. If you're listening to this and you don't yet have oils and you want to look at this as a business integration this year, get started. Get your kit of oils. Learn, apply, share, repeat. That's what you do. That's what this business is. This business will be the greatest blessing in your life if you commit to that and if you commit to helping other people. The more you give, the more you grow, period. End of story. Always been, always will be the way in doTERRA. And you will be well taken care of. The most important thing to understand about this business is that if you are going to have impact in our world, if you have a feeling you are a leader, if you have a burning or something you want to impact, you need to be free. It's difficult to do that if you are bound in a body that is in a lower state of health. It's difficult to do that if you are bound by debt financially. Your impact is restricted. You need to be free, and doTERRA will do that for you. You will become free. You will become the healthiest you've ever been. You will never worry about money again. All of that, of course, so that you can show up big in our world and can impact many, many people along the way. That's why you'll be free, okay? There's very good people with a lot of money in doTERRA, and it makes me very excited and hopeful for the world that we are all creating together right now. Things are becoming unorganized very quickly in the best way possible. So I'm going to end that there. Thank you guys for joining. I do hope this was helpful. Again, I've never done a session like this, but I wanted to really get this info out there because I know so many of you are looking at opportunities out there, and I wanted to keep this a conversation where it wasn't just about doTERRA, but it really helps you think critically about any opportunity you may have in front of you right now. So anyway, keep well, you guys, keep safe, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye for now.